Yeah. What's going on to my sports junkies, my four-lifers, the diehards, and the sad little people whose team ain't never won a damn thing. But hey, I can relate. Welcome to all my listeners, whether you're watching on YouTube or tuning in audio only. This is another episode of Break The Huddle podcast. Yo, oh my God. Super Bowl 59 is in the books. And man, oh man, what a statement by the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chiefs' dynasty dreams was crushed in a shocking 40-22 beatdown. We're breaking it all down here. So hey, grab your jersey, settle in, and let's break the fucking huddle.
Who got my back? Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got that swerve? I got that swerve.
Yeah. Tap in with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. The livest one, the Ava son. Oh my God, I'm rhyming. I don't know what to make sense of it because the Eagles, the Eagles have won the Super Bowl, and respectfully so. I'm not hating, y'all. It is what it is. Shout out to them boys. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. Shout out to Saquon Barkley, man, because it is what it is. Y'all know we got to play that clip.
Saquon Barkley. I swear, Saquon Barkley is the best. We survived the Giants, and now the Eagles got Saquon Barkley. Lord have mercy, man. All to the Eagles, man. Yeah. All to the Birds.
Eagles, okay. I can't believe Saquon Barkley won a Super Bowl. I can't believe it, y'all. Seriously, this really happened today. But don't worry, man. I got my brother on the. I got my brother up here, man. I got my brother Do.
What's good?
Tap in, man. I gotta get people in here because this is a real travesty, bro. I'll be honest. Yeah. I'm shocked at. So I'm not shocked at the winner, right? What we're shocked about is the outcome. And we're shocked about how the winning took place. That's what we're all shocked about. That's the way they went about it is not how it should have went down at all. It makes me weary. I can't believe that Patrick Mahomes went out this bad. I think he really took a hit. I think he personally took a hit in the GOAT conversation. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, it's too early to say because, I mean, this definitely is not a good look. This is going to be the stain on his career for quite some time. You know, before when he was making it far and then, you know, he's losing to the likes of Tom Brady and, you know, he was still a little young, but this is just a complete rout. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It might be a coaching thing. This might have been a coaching issue in this Super Bowl because, I mean, the Chiefs play, man. They play good ball. They did it all year. I just don't know what I witnessed. I'm not gonna lie, man.
The game was weird. The game was so weird because there wasn't, outside of the Chiefs touchdowns, I mean, there wasn't really a lot of Eagles touchdowns, right? There wasn't a lot going on. You got to look at it. Jalen Hurts, 17 for 22, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then he had the tush-push, so he had 3 total touchdowns. It just didn't feel like a lot was going on. But when you looked at the score, when you honestly looked at the score, you're just sitting there like, damn, is this really real life? Is this what we're watching right now? That's what made me upset, right? I didn't want to see Patrick Mahomes go out sad like this. I think he's better than that. I think everybody expected him to be better than that, and he honestly couldn't get the job done. But it is what it is, man. First, we're gonna have to cover it. We got to cover this game in its totality. We got to cover this game on on both sides of the ball in different parts. And first, the first thing we gotta talk about, right? The first thing we gotta talk about is the Eagles' defensive masterclass. I think what they were able to do today against the Chiefs, I honestly haven't seen anybody else be able to do that. I haven't seen anybody else being able to do that against the Chiefs this season. Even when they have gone up against uh pretty stout defenses, he still Patrick Mahomes has always still found a way because what what happens? He hasn't really turned the ball over a lot. That hasn't been part of his story, but today he had two turnovers that bit him in the ass, and that is just not something that you can overcome all the time, especially in the playoffs and especially in the Super Bowl, bro. How'd you feel about that defense today?
That defense was insane. Those little scampers that Mahomes usually does to get out of sticky situations were not working. He
Mm-hmm.
was running this way. There was a green jersey there. He tossed to the left, green jersey there, and then before you know it, he's on the ground. And he touched the ground probably more in this game than he did all season. Probably it was just ridiculous how they were getting to the bowl, 12 hats to the football, and it's like he couldn't make anything work. And I'm surprised that when they saw that Mahomes is not getting that time he needs, they didn't allow the O line and give him a kind of a breather with the running game. I
Absolutely,
think
bro.
that defense was so overwhelming. It's just like it completely threw off the whole game plan that the Chiefs had because it's just like they just kept going out there. He kept trying to pass. He just kept getting sacked over and
Yo,
over and over.
I could not believe what was going on, man. Let me talk. Look, Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean's pick six on his 22nd birthday, man. That was a real momentum shift from the jump, right? Like when we seen that one, you're like, oh my, this is gonna get a little ugly. And it wasn't out of hand, but it felt like the Eagles might have grabbed some control, right? Because they're thinking to themselves like, damn, we just picked off Pat Mahomes. I felt like with every mistake, right? With every mistake that Patrick Mahomes made, it made him look just a tad bit human. Just a tad bit human with every mistake, with every sack. It it was a momentum shift just because it almost gave the Eagles confidence like, man, worry about this. I ain't worried about this boy. I ain't worried about him. Literally, I thought I'm thinking to myself like, man, this is not gonna be a good this isn't gonna be a good game. And then what happened? The first drive, they gotta stop. Then the second drive, the Eagles gotta stop. And then they just start moving the ball down the field. They start moving the ball down the field. And I'm just thinking to myself, it felt like every time the Eagles did something good, it felt like the Mahomes needed to respond, and when they couldn't respond, it just felt like the rope was getting longer and longer and longer and longer, and that path to victory was just starting to slip away as the game went on, right? Because I ain't never seen a Mahomes pick six ever in the playoffs. Mahomes went 297 was on a 297 pass streak without an interception. Like
That's crazy. That's
that's
insane.
nuts.
Anybody
That's act
that is that like
that's
a
actually
record?
nuts. that had to be a fucking that had to be a record. That was his first ever pick six in the playoffs,
Oh my
and he
god.
broke that streak, man. That's just something that you don't get to see. It is something that you just don't see often. A lot of uncharacteristic mistakes. But I will say, even that Cooper DeJean to go back to that Cooper DeJean pick, that shit came out of nowhere. He Mahomes is rolling out to his right. He sees, I think it was Hollywood. I think it was Hollywood on an in cut. He sees him. Cooper DeJean is playing. Cooper DeJean is playing the flats. Cooper DeJean is playing the flats. He sees. He sees. I'm pretty sure they're communicating. They see. He sees Hollywood breaking in on that in route. So then he comes out of nowhere. Comes out of nowhere from the right while Mahomes is rolling out to the right, and then hops the passing lane, and he picked that off. I was like, wow, what a fucking play. I was taken back, bro. I was taken back. That that was that was new to me. Honestly, that was honestly new to me. Haven't seen nobody make a play like that on Patrick Mahomes in a while.
Yeah.
But that oh man. And then you're gonna talk about the sacks. I know you talked about the sacks. Josh Sweat had a day. I gotta pull up. I gotta pull up some of this box score because I know for a fact Josh Sweat had a day. He had two. Josh Sweat, 6 total tackles and 2.5 sacks, and then Milton Williams, 4 total tackles, two sacks. Jordan Davis, 2 tackles, 1 sack. Um, and then you had Jalix Hunt, 2 tackles and half a sack. They put on a clinic, man. It felt
Yeah,
like it's crazy how it was only 6 sacks, but it felt like Mahomes was being suffocated all night.
definitely. And it's not like I'm not surprised with the the Philly defense, right? We've seen what they could do when they get heated like this. For me, it's really just a lack of response from the Chiefs, the lack of adjustments to try and stop them. You know, try and get the ball out quicker. Maybe give your running backs a chance. Like one of the big reasons they went back to back is because Isaiah Pacheco, he got to touch the ball 3 times. Is he still hurt? What about Kareem Hunt? He also touched the ball only 3 times. Is he still hurt?
Right.
They had combined less than 20 yards. These are the two top running backs for your team. Like I don't where did where was the thought process where let's because it didn't get out of hand until the second half. Like it was nasty in the first half, but they could have slowly chipped away because that's just what the Chiefs do. Methodical, that's the ball
Right.
they play. But they didn't do that. I feel like they just kept going for the Hail Mary. You know when you're losing on Madden, you're just like, I'm gonna just keep beaming it downfield, and then you just keep getting picked, and you just end up quitting. You get what I'm saying? It's just
Right, bro.
very out of character for the Chiefs.
Look, it is what it is, but shout out to Vic Fangio on that defense. I know we've talked about Vic Fangio and in his defense, and just the simple fact that Pat Mahomes is 8-0, well, was 8-0 versus Vic Fangio's defenses, and today he put on a straight up masterclass. No blitzes, just pure dominance up front, right? That that accompanied with uh an impressive Jalen Hurts performance, a calm Jalen Hurts performance, but calm enough to get you a Super Bowl. Actually, let me not. You know what? I gotta give Jalen Hurts his credit. Let me not say calm. He put on a show. He did exactly what he needed to do, and he got the job done. So that was accompanied by a Jalen Hurts Super Bowl MVP performance. And the Eagles in totality, they did exactly what they set out to accomplish. And damn, damn, damn. Now I will ask you this. I will ask you this, Dulop. Was this the best defensive performance in a Super Bowl since 2013 Seahawks? I know you
Honestly,
I know you felt flashbacks, bro.
based on the score and just based on the utter dominance that they showed, I would say yes. You know, I would
Mm-hmm.
definitely agree. This is like, I don't want to hear comparisons for Patty and Tom Brady anymore. That Tom Brady's is on Mars right now. He's past Mars right now. Tom Brady, but Patty, you gotta put him in the hunts of, you know, the quarterback that was on the receiving end of that 2013 Seahawks beatdown, which is Peyton Manning. We could put him in that conversation because it happens. It happens to the best of quarterbacks sometimes. They run into
No,
defenses
no,
like
it doesn't
this
happen to the best of quarterbacks. It doesn't happen to the best of
sometimes.
quarterbacks.
I
I ain't
mean,
never look. We I've been not even just we. I've been calling this man the modern goat. I ain't never seen the real goat. I never seen him. I never seen him crash and burn. I never seen it. I never
you
seen
know,
it. That's
it's
a fact. I never
listen,
seen
man.
it.
You and I, we both played football before, so you know the motto, man. Defense wins championships.
That's a fact.
Defense wins championships. It didn't matter what they did all year offensively. When they faced the best defense in the NFC, they got dethroned. Simple as that.
Bro, but here's my thing though. Here's my thing. Am I crazy to think that the Chiefs played good defense?
Uh, I would say
I
no.
just feel like the Chiefs offense didn't complement it. I do think, bro, they had got some calm stops. You got to think. It was 10-0. It was 10-0 late in the second. It was
Yeah,
10-0. This
yeah,
shit this shit slowly got out of hand, right? It was
yeah.
10-0 and then that what happened? I think damn, what happened? It might have been the either the Cooper DeJean pick 6 that made it 17. That made it 17 and then I think it started with the tush push. Started with Jalen Hurts tush push and
Hmm.
then they had kicked the field goal so it's 10-0. And then it's late in the first half. Cooper DeJean pick 6. Now it's 17 nothing.
Hmm.
It's
And don't forget,
17
Jalen Hurts
nothing.
threw a pick. He threw a pick. You know
He
what I'm saying?
threw a pick. Like
And it didn't even like.
it
You know what
didn't
I'm
fucking
saying?
matter.
It
It
didn't
was a
matter.
3 and out. It didn't matter.
You
It was
know?
a 3 and out. I'm trying to figure out like that's what I just didn't like about just this game because it felt like Patrick Mahomes. I'm not gonna say he gave it to him, but yeah, man, when you get 2 turnovers, you give the Philadelphia Eagles short field. They're going like they didn't always all those scores wasn't like they drove down the field on all of them. I'm telling you, like there was drives I'm watching. I'm like, damn, they was just on the 30. How did they get to the opposite 30? There was some calls. There was some calls that went in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles. There was a lot. Look, there was a lot of things happening,
It's not
and
knockout punch plays.
you can't tell me. And this honestly was the first time I seen Saquon Barkley look type human. They went all out. They went all out on Saquon.
Hmm. Hmm.
The
But like you see the narrative where it's like, oh, Jalen never had to do anything these past couple of games because Saquon carried. Now look, now the narrative flipped. Saquon
Mhm.
didn't have to do anything because Jalen carried along with his receiving core.
That's
And
a fact.
that's why they mesh so together on that team. It's beautiful.
That's a fact, bro. I was impressed. I was impressed by the fact that a lot of criticism was handed to Jalen Hurts, and he answered the bell. Right. That's what you want to see out of your quarterback. That's what you want to see out of your franchise quarterback. Um, I don't think people are gonna. There's not gonna be too many Jalen Hurts criticism going forward. I think at this point, if you criticize Jalen Hurts, you just at the end of the day, you're gonna just believe, right? He got you guys there twice. At this point, it's just time to believe. I think Jalen Hurts has the heart of the Philadelphia, of the city of Philadelphia. But yeah, man, man. All right, cause we gotta move on. But just to continue on with this game, he got he did get his revenge and he did win a Super Bowl MVP. He threw for 221 passing yards, 2 TDs, 1 rushing touchdown. Tush push special. You already know what happened. Now, real quick, I thought Dotson was gonna get in. Oh my god. Yo, when he threw that shit to Dotson, I'm like, nigga, is that Dotson? Bro, I'm sitting there with Ray, and I'm like, and we're looking at each other like, yo, is that Dotson? Dotson? Yo, we lost our mind. We lost our mind. I thought that plus 1700 was gonna smack. I thought it was gonna smack, bro. But he got tackled at the 1, and you already knew what the fuck was coming. You already knew what was coming. At the 1, Tush was special, Jalen Hurts.
I got to see the percentage on that.
Oh, man, that shit is probably like 80. That shit's probably
Eagles
in the
on the
80s.
1-yard line with Jalen Hurts at quarterback.
Yeah, that shit's probably it's probably in the 90s. I've rarely have I ever seen that play not work. I actually did see it. I think it did not work. Actually, last in the one time in the NFC Championship, and then that's when they just decided to give it to Saquon. But I haven't really seen it fail. And you would think that it would you honestly would think that it may take a step back with the retirement of Jason Kelce, but it kept going. They mastered it because he was really the master of that. The way he got his head so low and the way he drove the pile forward with Jalen Hurts on his back, that made it almost damn near impossible. And I guess he might have gave the pointers to the following center, and he does the same thing, and he's the lowest man, and everybody knows in game of football, when it comes to leverage, the lowest man always wins, right? But hey, man, he did get his redemption from Super Bowl 57 and that loss to Mahomes 2 years ago. What did you like seeing Jalen Hurts win? Did you like seeing Jalen Hurts win this Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP?
Oh, for sure. You know, I'm a Bama fan. I want all the Bama alumni to see success in the league. But just for
technically, he's an Oklahoma alumni. But hey,
nah. I'm not hearing that. He's a bit technically, yeah. But
I mean, not really technically, like literally Oklahoma alumni. But hey, I get you. I get what you're saying.
The blood runs deep, man. The blood runs deep. But still, though, you know what I'm saying?
I guess. I'm like,
but still, aside from all that, it's like he's been at he kind of faced a lot of the criticism like people used to throw at kind of Lamar as well. You know, he always just gets that nasty. You know, every time he slips up, you know, he's just getting hopped by the media, hopped by the critics. Jalen Hurts ain't this, ain't that. It's just, you know, to finally see him get that ring and an MVP on top of that, I'm very happy for him as a quarterback. And I think with the performance he put on, you know, with his best player on the team, Saquon Barkley, not putting on a superhuman performance and him stepping up.
70. That boy had 70 total scrimmage.
And stepped up and did what he had to. So aside from what the defense did and the rest of the team, Jalen Hurts, he really deserves this, man. And I'm very happy for him.
That's a fact, bro. That is a fact. look, I loved, which is crazy. During that game, he had some crazy connections with fucking AJ Brown. I felt like every pass that he completed was like meaningful. Every pass that Jalen Hurts completed was so meaningful. Uh look. We got some. Let's talk about Devontae Smith being a winning ass wide receiver on all 11s of the game, on all levels of the game. Yeah, bro. I was literally about to get into that because the connect every throw that Jalen Hurts made, I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn. Like it felt like every throw hurt. He pushed the ball forward, and then Devontae Smith, he had four catches, 69 yards, and a tutty. First real Alabama, out of Alabama player to score in a Super Bowl. You see why that? There's a reason why that stat was at 0, dude. I know you wanna jack fucking Jalen Hurts Alabama product. No. That shit was at 0. And Devontae Smith broke and made history. Well, he made Alabama history while being the first Alabama. The man won a Heisman. The man won a Super Bowl. You got to put niggas got to put respect on Devontae Smith. I think all his catches really meant something. And I love, first of all, his touchdown reception, chef's kiss. That's when you knew, like, all right, Jalen Hurts he's in his Duffy.
Oh,
Jalen Hurts was in his Duffy. And that's
in the breadbasket.
In the breadbasket. And you're sitting there, you're like, all the things that you didn't necessarily see late down in the season from Jalen Hurts, passing wise, because basically, if we could call it what it is, Saquon Barkley put the team on his back, right? Down the stretch of the season. And he ran him into the postseason. But we all know that teams late in the postseason, they're gonna hyper focus on what you do best. And I was watching Saquon Barkley. I'm like, yo, they not really giving him anything. I'm seeing him get tackled behind the line. I'm seeing him get in. He was working for every blade of grass. And they covered every blade of grass. Every time he tried to bounce it, somebody was there. Every time he tried to go up the A gap, somebody was there. And I think they honestly did a phenomenal job on the way they covered and rallied around Saquon Barkley. But hey, you know what happens? You try to hyper focus on one thing. Now maybe that's what left them weak. That's what left them weak. And maybe going into the offseason, the Chiefs probably maybe have to address maybe trying to get a stronger front line. Maybe trying to get, you know what I mean? Like, so you don't necessarily gotta stack the box, go all out just to stop Saquon Barkley. Maybe you could put a little bit of extra more guys into coverage. I don't know. That one is that one is tough.
Definitely agree, man. I felt like they had Nick Bolton following Saquon the whole game. Like,
yo, he was on his
man.
ass.
Like, they just like, yeah, man.
He was on his ass, bro. Like, I was really shocked by that. Here's what I will say. I got a question for you, brother. I got a question for you. Look, did Jalen Hurts solidify himself as an elite quarterback with this performance?
I mean, yeah, I would say yes. 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl win.
Played well in both. Played well in both.
Arguably better in the loss.
Yes,
arguably.
better in the loss. No,
Like,
I don't think it's
like,
arguably.
like,
I think he did play better in the loss.
yeah,
I'm not
like
gonna lie.
5
I'm not gonna lie.
TDs. Like,
Yeah, he was wild.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
He was wild.
he's an elite quarterback. I don't think anybody can really take that away from him now because most quarterbacks don't even sniff a Super Bowl, right? So you can say what you want about his past transgressions, but I think this year with the MVP, the ring, he solidified himself, and I think he's gonna come back next year and like they put the league on notice. Whatever happened last year with the season collapse, I don't think that's gonna happen again. At all.
Really?
Especially with Saquon now, it's like they put together the pieces they needed. A lot of these defensive guys, they're young guys. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. So they shipped off all the Hassan Reddick and all these older guys. Like they got the young bucks that are hungry. And who knows what they pick up in this draft coming up. So
that's a fact. They're gonna retool.
Yeah, I think Hurts definitely solidified himself to answer your question.
Look, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, dude. I really don't. I'm gonna go with fuck no. I'm gonna go with fuck no.
Really?
And that's just, but I'm only gonna go. Look, I'm only gonna go with no just because of the simple fact that like I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, right? I don't want to be. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, okay, sure, Jalen Hurts could just be you know who I will equate Jalen Hurts to be? Maybe I'll equate Jalen Hurts to Jimmy Butler in basketball. Maybe I will be the guy who is not at the top of the league. He's not at the top of the league, but when it is time to put the money in the middle, his talent rises and it makes sense. But day in and day out, week in and week out, you don't necessarily put him in that elite quarterback conversation. And that's just facts. Like I will say maybe that first Super Bowl season, he made a case. The first Super Bowl season, he made a case of getting, I think he definitely probably got some MVP votes, right? But this second season, I'm going to say far from MVP. Like his level of play, bro, people were questioning if he could fucking throw a 5-yard out route. Like, what are we like? It's hard to go from all the way to here and forget all the shit we was talking about weeks ago. It's hard for me to just let that go. And that's my only reason. Like I believe I believe that Jalen Hurts, he's really good. He's above average and he's special. I don't want to say elite, but I'm gonna say that he's special. And what's special to me means that you could put him in the clutch category. You could put him in the guy that wakes the fuck up and knows how to put on his big boy pants, go to work, and get a dub. And he knows, and he does it in whatever way his coaching staff asks him to go and win. It may not be pretty. It may not always be 2-something yards. It may not be any of that, but it indeed, you know what I mean? It's effective. His play is effective. But am I gonna sit here and say he's up there with some of the elite passers like Mahomes, like Joe Burrow, like Jaden Daniels, like Josh Allen? Like, is he like that? I don't think he's like that.
I think there's tiers to the word elite. You know what I'm saying? There's
Okay.
definitely tiers.
Is there tiers to elite, or is it just elite? See, now we're giving like elite 2, elite 1.
Listen,
like, what
man,
are we saying, bro?
Because at the end of the day, this could be if you don't a ring separates a lot. A ring does a lot for people's legacy. You could be elite and be a loser, right? You know, Chris
An
Paul at one
elite
point,
loser?
yeah, like Jimmy Butler, I would say he's you know to a certain extent he's a pretty elite player, but he got 0 rings, especially in his
Mm-hmm.
prime. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
players in their prime they're fucking elite with 0 rings, and to this day 0 rings. So it's like that
I'm with you. I'm
ring,
with you.
it gives you that little. That's the only reason. If he doesn't win that ring, he doesn't get that. Even if he somehow got, you know what I'm trying to say? Like he doesn't get that boost that benefit of the doubt without the ring. You know?
Brody, all I'm saying is, Joe Flacco won a ring and bro fell off a cliff like 2 seasons later. Like, let's just we gotta call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why that's in that Joe Flacco reference really is literally why I'm saying, like, hold on. I don't want to just start jacking elite. I don't want to start jacking elite. I'm just that's just how I feel about it because okay, now all right, you won a Super Bowl, but then they're gonna say, but when you don't look, when your play doesn't necessarily always back it up, sure. He played good in the most important games. And I guess that's what you can always ask of somebody. But when his career is said and done, and he's not even like really up there with his peers and accolades, or he's not up there with his peers in overall performance, and all his touchdowns come from a 1 yard tush push. Like, it's just hard. It's just hard. Like, it's hard to sit up here and say elite. That's all I gotta say about that. It's hard.
Right.
But yeah,
I could
man,
agree with
definitely, bro. We gotta move on because what do you think went wrong? What do you think went wrong for the Chiefs though? Like, that's the question. That is the next question going forward. The Chiefs collapse. What went wrong?
that. Oh man. There's a there's a couple things, man. Maybe the devil's magic ran out. Maybe the wire ain't hit the refs' accounts the night before. I'm not too sure, but just just looking at something for its face value, the O line got destroyed. Like you said, the defense played okay, but they
Mm-hmm.
didn't play good enough to stop the big plays and all those haymakers they were getting. I, I don't know, man. It's Mahomes didn't play his best. Somehow he got, besides the 2 interceptions, he out threw Jalen Hurts though. So it's like I like to just point the finger at the coaching. I don't know why they did not run the ball when they had success running the ball this year. You know, it wasn't
I don't
super.
know.
Like it
Did they
wasn't
really have
super.
success running the ball today?
I mean, it would have been better than 3 carries for your two top running backs. I don't.
Yeah,
I just
that was wild. That was wild.
like. You know what I'm saying?
11 carries is crazy.
If I saw 10 carries for Hunt, 10 carries for Pacheco, each had like 40 yards or 50 yards combined, then I'm like, I understand. They tried it. They gave him over 20 plays. It's not working. Let's start passing the ball. They didn't even do that.
That's what I'm
Those
saying.
6 carries,
You're
those
right.
came in the first quarter, and they was like, you know what? Yeah, we're not doing this anymore. So I don't understand what they were trying to prove with that, and you're not running the ball, and then you're also not passing the ball to your top guy. Like it's just there's things that didn't make sense. This didn't make sense almost as much as that Luka trade doesn't make sense. It's something's missing. They're not telling us something behind the scenes. So that's how I feel, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah,
confusing.
bro. I'm definitely so confused on this, bro, because when I think about it, when I honestly think about it, I'm sitting here, I'm just like, okay, well, what really went wrong? I mean, I guess you could say no Travis Kelce impact until the third quarter. The Eagles virtually made him non-existent. I can't believe earlier today I even said out of my mouth that, oh yeah, the Eagles historically they don't cover tight ends well. You've seen what Zach Ertz did, and I'm almost comparing a younger Zach Ertz to Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce looked like a fucking shell of himself today. That one was tough. Mahomes under pressure all night. The Chiefs O line did not sturdy up. They could not hold up against any type of pressure. I'm talking all types of. They were sending all types of stunts with no blitzes. I'm seeing guys. The second Mahomes interception, that wasn't necessarily on Mahomes. His left tackle gets bull rushed into his legs. That makes his throw off balance, and linebacker makes an incredible play. When you look at stuff like that, you got to just take your hat off. Like, man, fuck, you got it. Because what can I do? What can I do from there? And then now you're sitting there, and that was later in the first half. And then you're gonna look and say, okay, well now after that they made it 24-0. It was 24-0 deficit at halftime. And then we had to sit there and watch Kendrick Lamar's performance. We're gonna get into Kendrick Lamar's performance, but right after we finish with this, 24-0 deficit by halftime. That was the worst start ever to a Patrick Mahomes career, any game that he's ever played. And then maybe the Swifties had a little something to do with the bad vibes in New Orleans. Huh?
Yeah, I'm with you on
Maybe
that one. 100%.
maybe the Swifties ran out of luck. Maybe the Swifties I'm jacking the Swifties didn't travel to New Orleans. And they didn't put the blanket security, you know what I'm saying? They didn't put that over the vibes in New Orleans, over the stadium. Shit went left immediately. Shit literally went left. Now, what I'll ask you is, did the Chiefs get exposed, or was this just one bad game? Because now what comes to my mind, honestly, is they played a ton of one possession games, and Patrick Mahomes has found ways time and time again to get out of these jams. And now you have to sit back and you're like, okay, well, is this roster actually talented? Was that offense actually talented, or was just Patrick Mahomes always able to just make the right plays, and that was the difference maker in every game that they played? But their luck just ran out today. And they got exposed for exactly who they are, because Patrick Mahomes' magic could not overcome the deficiencies on the O-line. Maybe couldn't overcome the deficiencies at wide receiver, where guys wasn't getting open. You had Cooper DeJean, you had Quinyon Mitchell, Darius Slay. You had them boys covering these niggas white on rice. Like, what do you think? Was it one bad game, or is this something that needs to be addressed in the offseason?
A little bit of both. Probably this is just a bad game. Worst game of the season happens to be the Super Bowl. That's just terrible luck. Do they have to make improvements in the offseason? For sure. Can't rely on old ass DeAndre Hopkins and Juju Smith-Schuster forever. You could build around Pacheco. You could build around Worthy. Even Hollywood Brown,
Yeah.
like he's still a pretty
They
good
was
receiver.
they was missing Rasheed Rice. Remember, Rasheed Rice was trending all the way up before
Mhm.
he was out for the season, right?
Definitely missing with Rasheed Rice. So it's like, where do we go from here? I think you should move on with a couple, build around Mahomes because he makes it happen. He makes it happen. Maybe strengthen your run game, start at the line. Um, Defense is cool, but let's get some tougher guys on the line too. Add another piece next to Chris Jones. Like Wharton is cool, Karlaftis is cool too. But let's try and make another power move on that line or in that secondary. Help the defense out. They need a little bit of time. Yo, I hear you, Drew. They got exposed, but that just means they got work to do. You know,
They
it's
do.
and it's I don't put it past Patty because he got 5 Super Bowl appearances. So clearly he's the diamond in the rough, right? You
Hell
know,
yeah.
so that a lot like that's like when people like we really think about that. How many appearances does Tom Brady have? 10, right? 10 Super Bowl appearances,
Jesus Christ.
and he has a 23-year career. Mahomes
Right.
has 5 appearances. How long is his career right now? It's like 8
He's not
years.
even 30. He's not even 30.
8 years, and he has half of Tom Brady's appearances. So you already know he's not the problem. Build
Right.
around him. I don't know. Go do what you gotta do. Get fucking Tyreek Hill back. Do whatever you need to do to give him better pieces and help that defense out. And I think then this will be just one bad game.
Right. Hey, that was fucking well said, honestly. That was well said. But even though they won the game, we might have to point out just some of the things that really truly sealed that win, right? Um like some of those turning points that just that that really fucked it up. Just going like we gotta look at it. That Cooper DeJean pick six, 17-0 lead early. We talked about that. The Zach Bond interception, that was the one when I just told you about the left tackle getting bull rushed. That's what pissed me off. If I'm being honest, that's what pissed me off. There wasn't a lot of finesse moves being thrown at these linemen. I'm seeing bull rush, bro. I'm seeing
Mhm.
pocket collapse. I'm seeing just straight physicality. Who wanted more? Like that's what I was seeing. That's what I was seeing from that Eagles defensive line. And that's not what I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe that a Patrick Mahomes team was going out like this. These are the guys that's supposed to be having the utmost confidence. It was blood in the water. The Eagles smelled it and they attacked. And they didn't let their fucking foot off the gas all game, bro. We also hit on this. The Hurts 46-yard bomb to Devontae Smith. That might have been the dagger moment. That might have been the dagger moment. That put it at 34-0. That shit was out of reach. It was out of reach at that point. I mean, damn, it was probably out of reach at 28, but hey. And then like I said, overall the Eagles were just more physical and they were dominant in every phase of the game. And that's just something that you can't really overcome. You can't coach that because physicality is a mentality, right? It's
Sure.
a it's a motherfucker, I'm gonna put my pads on and I'm gonna move you off of your spot because I want that chip more than you. You probably looking at a guy across from you who probably got one or two. You probably looking at a guy who thinks that this is gonna be easy. You're probably looking at a guy that's saying like, "Oh man, we about to get this three-peat. Shit is finna be a breeze." Nothing about that was a breeze, and not on Jalen Carter's watch, not on BG's watch. not on Sweats watch. They was on belt to ass. Belt to ass all night. And those were really the difference makers in those games. But man, when we talk about legacy, right? When we talk about legacy, I will ask you what is next? What is next for both teams? What is next going forward for both teams? Like what is now do we put where do we put Nick Sirianni? Do we put Nick Sirianni in the upper echelon of coaches?
I don't know. See, that's how the same.
He's
I don't know.
Two Super Bowl appearances, bro.
Nah, I can't give him that just yet, right? You know what I'm saying? That's how the way you feel about Jalen Hurts is the way I feel about him.
Okay.
I heard what he said. He said, "Yo, let's run it back." All right, I want to see what he does next year. You know,
damn. But it takes good. Three. It takes three to put you up there, though, Gengi.
But here's the thing: how good is he without Vic Fangio's defense? Those schemes, right?
I mean, it's a lot more than that. How good is he? How good is he with the overall Howie Roseman roster configuration?
Okay.
Like that, he's not taking scrubs and uplifting talent. These are all top. These are some top tier niggas.
Yeah.
Slay has been an all pro in this league. BG's been an all pro. Jalen Carter's been an all pro. Like these are top tier. These are top tier. This is top tier talent. AJ Brown has been an all pro. Devontae Smith. I mean, he hasn't been an all pro, but he's been a sturdy, steady wide receiver number 2 opposite of AJ Brown. Like and then you add all pro Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talent around that guy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of talent, bro.
Like I would say he earns a good amount of respect, but I'm not gonna call him elite yet, right?
Okay.
You know, elite coaching is like Andy Reid, like you know what I'm trying to say, Bill Belichick, like those guys. You know, like some people might have said Mike McCarthy was elite after leading the Green Bay Packers. You get what I'm saying? And then after that, just fell off. It's just some coaches just I need a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Let me see. Do it one more time. You know. Let's see if when Vic Fangio leaves and gets a fucking head coaching job somewhere. Let's see what you could do. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he'll never. He's gonna be an assistant for the rest of his career. I think he's already tried the head coaching thing. There's some guys like Spags. Spags is going to be an assistant for like the rest of his career. Vic Fangio is going to be an assistant for the rest of his career. Like there's just some guys that it just doesn't click. It doesn't work as a head coach. You're just better as a coordinator. I think maybe Robert Saleh has probably found himself back in that bag. But he's still young. He's only had one head coaching opportunity. So maybe in the future he might get another one, but you know, man, when it comes to brown and black and brown people, you know, the opportunities get skimpy.
For sure. But yeah, man, he earns my respect. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, man,
he earns my respect for sure.
I think that Nick Sirianni, he definitely cements himself as a championship coach. He definitely shut down the Fire Nick critics, right? Remember earlier in the career? I mean, not earlier. Earlier in the season, he literally was arguing with fans on the side. I think it was a game against Tennessee. He was arguing with the fans. They had a little bit of a rocky start, and people were chanting the Fire Nick. They were going with that narrative. And all he did was he blocked out the noise and he started winning games, and he got his team back on the same page. They thought that Nick Sirianni was losing the locker room. And now here he is as a Super Bowl champion. I think that's a lot of that shows a lot of resolve. But I still actually won't put him in the upper echelon of coaches. I won't put him in the elite coaches, but I will put him somewhere. He's well above average, right? He's a really good coach, and I think people do like to play for him. I think he keeps it a buck, and a lot of players in the locker room probably resonate with that type of personality, right? Um, Legacy wise, I'm I guess we already touched on this. I'm not ready to put Hurts in the elite company as a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I know you win. Sure, you won one, but I guess it's actually, you know what? Maybe I maybe I'm gonna sleep on that take, right? I'm gonna sleep
Sleep
on
on
this
him,
take.
my
And
brother.
no, I'm gonna sleep on this take because it's what I'm saying about Jalen Hurts is almost my defense for how I feel about Eli Manning. And feeling like I'm saying some of the same things I use as a defense for Eli Manning, and I'm using it as almost a something that hurts Jalen Hurts. So I'm gonna actually sleep on this. I'm realizing that in real time. Um, yeah, I could take accountability, man. I could definitely take accountability there. I'm gonna sleep on that. Is Jalen Hurts elite take? But overall, Chief dynasty check, right? Still 3 rings in 5 years, but is it slowing down? Because what we do know is the shit is getting harder and harder and harder. It doesn't look like it's getting easier. It looks like it's getting harder. And ever since the departure of Tyreek Hill, it looks like it has honestly, like, he's fighting, Patrick Mahomes fighting for his life. He's fighting for his life. Last year he was dealing with the ass receivers. Like they had Justin Watson as their number 2 receiver at a point in time. Like, if Justin Watson is your number 2 receiver, bro, you should probably be in the gulag. But they always found a way to win. But yeah, bro, it's what do you think? Is the dynasty slowing down? Still 3 rings, 5 years.
I mean, hey, listen, I tip my hat to the dynasty, but if they don't make the proper moves this offseason, it will slow. The emergency brake is getting pulled. All good things don't last forever, and you know this was the most telling season. All these one possession games, just Hammer Holmes got to pull the fucking rabbit out the hat every fucking time.
Every time.
That's just so telling that, like, all right, what happens when Patrick Mahomes can't get it done? They lose a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not gonna last forever, man. They gotta make some real power moves this offseason. They better start hitting the lines tomorrow. Hit the lines running. Just start looking, to start scouting. Go look over that combine film. Who the fuck are we gonna bring in that's gonna
Yeah.
help Patrick Mahomes and make sure we don't slow down? Because that's the last thing you need. Everything just starts breaking apart in Kansas City.
They need they need all time draft.
Mhm.
Whoever is the fucking GM over there, I need all the scouts. The scouting department need to be working overtime. Everybody need to look. There's ton. First of all, you want to start talking. If you want to attack your run game, a plethora of running backs, in this draft. If you want to attack receivers, you could find receiving talent in the second round, because I don't think D Hop is coming back. Too old. Get him out of here. It was nice, Brody. It was cool and all, but we're gonna get you out of there, bro. You caught a tutty, and that was cool, I guess, but we didn't fucking win, so it wasn't enough. But yeah, man, Reed and Mahomes, they're now 3-3 in Super Bowls. 3-3. Is there a reason to worry? I don't think so. I do not. I don't think so. I don't think there is. I feel like we've seen them get it done. We've seen them do the impossible, and it just might have not been their year, right? It probably just wasn't their year, man. If we could be honest there. But I will say, I will ask you this question: is the Eagles' window just opening, and is the Chiefs' dynasty window closing? Like, where are we? Where are we in the Eagles' window? Because this is what? This is the second Super Bowl appearance in 3 years, right? And for the Chiefs, they just lost this. Like, I don't know where we are. Are we? Is it almost, or is the door almost shut on the Chiefs, or are the Eagles just getting started with Saquon?
Uh, I mean, I think they're just getting started, but unfortunately for the Eagles, it's gonna get significantly harder for them. Like, there's a lot of talent in the league, and we just saw a little blip of it this past playoffs. There was just a lot of inexperience here and there, but just not enough. Like, some of these guys just weren't at that level. They were too fresh in the league. We got the Jaden Daniels, the Bo Nix. Like, these guys are just, the Drake Mays and the Joe Millans. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's, these guys, they're good. They're very good. And
That's a
this
fact.
just wasn't their. I could also say the same thing we're saying for the Chiefs. It just wasn't their year. But next year, I think with the proper adjustments, the draft, the offseason moves, they're gonna build around that, and it's gonna get significantly more different. Even my Packers, man, like there's a couple things here and there they need to fix, and they're gonna be a problem in the NFC again, man. Just hear me
Maybe.
out, brother. Listen, man, when we get Miles Garrett, I'm gonna hop on here with a cheese head just for you, my brother. Trust me, trust me. But
Maybe.
aside
Look,
from that, you know,
man, the fucking Packers. Look, Ben Johnson is a Bear head coach now. The Bears probably got better. I don't know, man. There's always gonna be a weak link. What if it's the Packers?
man, I don't
Jagger?
know about
You're not jagging
man.
that?
Caleb
Because
Williams could be on the
four
center
ni-
for like that.
four teams, there's no way four teams can make a playoffs. Somebody gotta go down.
It ain't gonna be us, my brother. It ain't gonna be us.
Yeah, man. Oh man. Oh wow. We wrapping up, man. Look, final thoughts. If How surprised were you by this outcome? I was hella surprised. I thought that Patrick Mahomes was gonna actually put up an actual fight. I thought that this was gonna be one of his moments. I thought that this was going to be a a a moment for him to seize the opportunity of getting closer to Tom Brady. I thought that this shit was gonna, bro. I thought it was gonna be, oh, man. Honestly, I truly thought it was gonna be that type of day where Tom Brady, he's calling the game, but he's like, God damn, that boy got closer to me. And now you're sitting around. Now you're sitting around. You're just like, sheesh. Oh shit. Hey, look, my man OG Green Machine came here, bro. You came late, OG. We've been streaming for an hour. I was surprised by the low output, but not the victory. Yes, I wasn't sure. The Eagles, they could have won all they want, but belt to ass was not what I was expecting. Belt to ass was not what I was expecting, OG. That's a fact. What you saying? Like, we're how surprised were you by the outcome, dude?
Uh, Same thing, man. It's like I wanted Saquon and the Eagles to win personally, But I'm like, I know it's not gonna be easy. What I want, Patrick is not gonna make that easy for me, and he made it easy. I don't know how or why. There's so many factors we discussed today that could be any one of them that really
Mm-hmm.
did them in. But it's like I'm very surprised that he just laid down and took that ass being. Like, it's crazy, man. But I don't think I don't think the whole world was really they got it. I don't think that the whole world was really surprised. Like, I feel like the more we're talking analytics and stuff here, the whole world is like the devil's magic ran out. We're not surprised by this. Philly was gonna win this. So
Bro,
I don't know, man.
it was all the hate energy, bro. The hate
It's
energy
definitely
that
full body.
covered them. They couldn't beat all the energy. They got booze when they came out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They got booze when they came out. Like that was my one thing. Oh, you know what? I can't believe it. We almost hold on. I gotta make sure we are make sure my phone is connected. Cause bro, I'm sitting there, like, wait, are they booing them? It nobody was in support. Nobody was in support of Patrick Mahomes, bro. Every person I talked to, every single person I talked to said they was going for the birds. They was going for the birds. I was like, bro, are you even like a real football fan? Like, what are you? Why are you even going for the? Why are you going for the birds? Like, I mean, just as a Giants fan, and then to see Giants fans root for the birds,
Yeah, that's
it was too.
blasphemous.
It was oppy. These past couple weeks have been oppy. I
Yeah.
could not believe it, bro. All right, what you saying? What you saying, OG? And quit acting like everybody knew the Chiefs were going to lose. I'm one of the few people who I heard calling that. Bro, I thought Pat Mahomes was gonna get it done. I never bet every time I've ever bet against Pat Mahomes, he's always shown me up, bro. I lost money betting against that man. That's why, and that he showed me to never bet against him. And I mean, this is only one game. This is only really one game. That means Pat Mahomes is about 17. He's about 17 and 3 or 17 and 4. That's his postseason record for his career.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that this shit, bro. I do believe that this is just an outlier. I think that they're gonna retool, and I think they're gonna be serious about it. I think they're gonna be truly serious about this overhaul that's coming because they got away with it last year. They got away with it last year, bro. And then this year, they seen it crumble right before their eyes, and they said, "No, we cannot keep trotting some of these mid talent guys. We can't keep trotting these motherfuckers out here. We got to get him help because what's happening is these other teams, it's different. It's different than when Brady played, bro. I don't know why, but it's just different. And at least at the end of the day, when Tom Brady played, he always had at least some of his guys. He always had at least some of his guys, and his guys weren't aging. When I say that, and when I say that, Gronk wasn't terribly old when he was winning with the Pats.
Mm-hmm.
Edelman was his glue guy. He had Amendola for a time, but those two guys right there, they were the consistent ones. And now what happened was Mahomes came in on, I guess you could call it maybe some Travis Kelce towards later into his career because remember Travis Kelce was his his first quarterback was Alex Smith.
Thanks.
So You know what I'm saying? Travis Kelce's getting up there. This shit is starting to feel like this shit starting to feel like when D Wade was starting to age on Braun. Like
Facts.
he was failing Braun, bro. He was failing
Mhm.
Braun. Like, and this is what it feels like. Travis Kelsey's starting to fail Mahomes. And now we need to figure out how to retool and reshape the roster. And maybe you need to maybe you need to go and get a tight end to replace him. Somebody. They need to take a big swing. They need to take a swing, maybe move up in the draft. They need something. I'll be honest with you. They need a overhaul on some of this talent, and they need to start being a little bit more aggressive in free agency because Pat Mahomes is not even an expensive cap hit.
That's a fact.
He's he's not an expensive cap hit. I'm a Rams fan. I could give a damn list about the Chiefs going forward. That's crazy. I know, bro. I know. I mean, personally, I'm a Giants fan, but like, I like to see greatness. So like, even I wanted to see Matthew Stafford beat the Eagles in that snow game. Like, I like to see great shit. Like that's just my way of viewing that's just my way of viewing football. But hold on, let me get a call. I gotta make a call, man. Make a call because we might gears. Bro, I can't believe
I will say.
oh yeah, it is late.
John
That's
Onanuga.
I'll call my Cali mans then. I gotta call my Cali mans because I got a halftime show, bro.
didn't really feel like a halftime show. Like I just wanted to hear him play Not Like Us. I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted him to do that because that's just the controversial thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's all that really I was looking forward to. It wasn't like the other shows. Like it wasn't captivating like the when Rihanna was on stage or the Beyonce. You know what I'm trying to say? Even
Look,
fucking what was his name? Oh, man, I
um,
forgot his
we talking
name.
about the LA show with 50 and Dr. Dre and
That was valid.
Eminem and Mary J. Blige.
Yes, bro. That one was valid too. Like it wasn't. It wasn't like that, man. It was just kind of like, when is they gonna play Not Like Us? Oh, all right. I hear it playing. Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's it,
man.
bro.
What I think, what it felt like, it didn't. So here's my take on Super Bowl performances. Super Bowl performances is almost like a culmination of your career. It is an opportunity to bring back nostalgia. It is an opportunity to let people in and give a remembrance of your extensive catalog, right? And like that's what, to me, that's what, growing up, that's what the Super Bowl performances have always been. Like, yeah, sure, you might get a new song, but people do their biggest hits because this is the stage to drop your most memorable music. When I think about it, I'm sitting there with I'm sitting there with the guys and I'm watching the Kendrick Lamar performance and I'm like, man, he's playing like a lot of updated music, like music that just came out in November. He did Squabble Up, like he did yeah, he did Not Like Us.
This shit was
Uh
so.
he did the shit with SZA. Like these are like newer records. These were newer records, and that's what my only thing was. I was just sitting there like, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right, and then it felt like the performance was. We all wanted to just see if he was gonna say Drake on stage, and
Definitely.
I don't think that's what you want to make your performance about. It
Yeah.
felt corny because on top, look, I'm not a hater. The nigga won 7 Grammys for Not Like Us. Like the diss record, it just feels like Kendrick Lamar is supposed to be bigger than this diss record, and they milked the shit out of it. And then when you look, bro, hey, I'm like I said, man, I'm not a hater. I want everybody to understand this. I might be a Drake fan, but I'm not a hater. I could recognize when shit is. I could recognize when shit is like, you know what I mean? When it's. But hold on. They played. They showed. They fucking showed. What it was looking like in during the performance. Man,
Nah, that's. Oh, God.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You tell me. First of all, you got a lot of white folks. You got a lot of privileged white folks who a Super Bowl ticket is about the cheapest Super Bowl ticket this year was about $2,500, and you got all these white folks paying their money. Nobody probably knows too much about Kendrick Lamar, but if you played all your hits, if you played all your biggest hits, you probably could have got some people that like, oh yeah, I remember that song. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what the Super Bowl performance is supposed to be about on the radio, and not. It felt like they was playing the best type of set.
Little run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back when you was a little kid bumping that,
Yes.
only wanted to hear Kendrick because everybody
Ding ding ding. Ding ding ding. People was been like people that just love an underdog, and I've never seen people honestly, truly. I've never seen people truly hate Tom Brady. I've never really seen it. You might hate the Patriots for winning in a sense, but like you never hated Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You never hated him.
He's the GOAT.
Like, the way they hate Patrick Mahomes, man, it was nasty to see. And then the way everybody, like you said, bro, piggybacking onto the Eagles, just to not see this man be great. It was a nasty vibes. And then when you sprinkle in that halftime show, niggas was just waiting for that. Say Drake, I heard you like him, yeah. Niggas was all waiting for that. And then the A minor was lackluster. The A minor, you would think the whole state. That's what everybody's like. The whole stadium is gonna say that. The whole stadium did not say that.
It sounded like 5% of the stadium said that.
Yes, the whole stadium did not say A minor. I'm wondering, like, man, this might have backfired, and it always backfired because the people that would say A minor cannot afford a Super Bowl ticket.
Yeah,
it's not the value is not going to be there. Oh my God.
Like, bro, no good kid, Mad City. Not one track off there.
Yeah, bro, you need. I'm telling you, he was supposed to run us through his career up to this moment, and that's not what we got. We got a lot of newer songs. Somebody made the argument, oh, he's going on tour, so he probably just wanted to, like, you know, push those songs into going. I'm like, bro, that's not what the fucking Super Bowl is about. The Super Bowl is not about your next move. Your Super Bowl is supposed to be that is your only move right now. Your only prerogative is to celebrate your career. And I think Kendrick Lamar did a bad job. He did a bad job at doing that. Personally. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Shout out to backup dancers. The routine was cool.
Oh yeah, that was fine.
He had like 100 people. Bro, he had 100 people hop out the V. I was like, where the fuck they coming from? That shit was cool. Besides that, man,
for me, it just didn't do it for me. Yeah, and it's not an OVO. I'm not a OVO warrior, people. I'm not. I'm just saying. It could have been better because I appreciate a lot more songs from Kendrick Lamar and his career. And I just feel like he did a poor job at displaying that because he fed into what society wanted from him. And it feels like he played into this, like, he just played into what everybody wanted, man, and it didn't do him any justice, in my opinion. I don't
sure,
know.
bro.
Yeah, bro.
So we'll see what they do next year, man. Hopefully it's a redemption for this year.
Man, niggas need to just go get Jay-Z. Jay-Z need to pick himself.
Brooklyn, stand up, baby. Yo, I want to see that.
I would love a Jay. Wait, that's not that bad though. He actually should do one. Jay-Z could do a Super Bowl. He got tracks.
Mm-hmm. And he gonna run through I know he gonna run through the whole history.
He could put you on to something for real.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, look, this was a great episode. We definitely went over Jesus Christ. But I wanted to get that halftime. I wanted to get that halftime talking, bro. I have to. But yeah, bro, this was a great episode. This was a good recap of the Super Bowl. I appreciate you, bro. It's been real.
Sure.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Look, it's Don Deuce. It's Dulab. We out of here.
Who got my back? Who got my back? Who got my back? Who got my back? Who got your back? Who got that swerve?